So hey guys, tuturuan ko kayo kung paano gumawa ng sarili niyong tax using a free online software called Simpletax. Personally, I've been using this for the past 5+ years to do my taxes and my family's taxes. It's very simple, very minimalist yung platform niya, and it's very user friendly. Kung totally beginner ka and you don't know anything about taxes or filing taxes, this is the best, in my opinion, best online tax software that you can use and to start with para matuto kayong gumawa ng sarili niyong tax. It's totally free. They do have a donation button if you want to donate to them, but if you don't, then it's you don't have to pay anything. Like I said, it's very user friendly. So let's just go ahead and just look at the features nitong software na to. Pinaka nagustuhan ko dito is it's totally online. So wherever you are, you can do your taxes. In fact, when I was in the Philippines last year, I was able to do our taxes there kasi I can access it anywhere. Right? You just need your email address, your login info, and you can do your taxes, and it's saved. Every time you do any changes, you can save it para maituloy mo na lang kung hindi mo siya matatapos in one sitting. So this is the website, simpletax.ca. I noticed for this year, they merged with Wealth Simple, which is another app or software that you can buy and sell stocks, which I will discuss in another video. So ito yung itsura niya. So like I said, it's very minimalist style. Pay what you want. So even $0, you don't need to pay anything. It's not mandatory. And like I said, you can even file for previous tax returns na hindi mo pa na-file. So for example, di mo pa na-file yung past 3 returns mo, 2017 to 2019, then you can use this software to file those taxes. Goes all the way up to 2012. So for the tax credits then, like specific for that year, for example, 2016, we still have that um, transit credit for the bus passes, then you can claim it for those years. It's very specific yung mga tax credits for each specific year kasi every year naglalabas ng new tax credit, or sometimes they get rid of a credit yung government. So these guys have to continually update yung software to meet those tax credits na nilabas ng government, and it's totally safe etong software na to. Ito yung dating itsura nung tax software which I was used to filing. Medyo different siya from this year. So, ito siya. Simple din. Right? So, let's go ahead to 2020. And like I said, it's safe. It's net file certified. So, you can file it online. You don't need to mail the forms. As long as accurate yung information mo na nagmamatch yung SIN number, yung name mo through the CRA, then you're good to go. You just file it online. So let's go ahead and start a new 2020 return. So you can log in. Gumawa na ako ng account yesterday, pero it would ask you pag first time user ka kung if you've used Simpletax before, if you haven't. So i-click nyo lang dun sa haven't, and then gagawa kayo ng login. So you use your email address and whatever password you choose, and then you can log in right away. They will send you an email to verify your email. So verify nyo lang yung email nyo, and then you're good to go. So ito yung itsura niya, your 2020 tax return. So yan siya. Very user friendly, madali lang intindihin. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. So enter natin yung name ni Maria. Maria de la Cruz. So her SIN number. So for the SIN number, I'll be using a real SIN number. I-blurred ko na lang kasi pag nag-enter ka dito ng SIN number that's not real, magre-red siya. You won't be able to continue. So let's just say ka-birthday ko si Maria. Fill out nyo lang information nyo. Siyempre, alam nyo naman yung information nyo. So is this return for a deceased person? So we're not making a return for a dead person. So no. And I guess for this year, for the year 2020, it's not necessary that you need the net file access code. Nakalagay lang dito, if you do not enter your access code, you will not be able to use any information from your 2020 tax return when confirming your identity with CRA. So you'll have to rely on other information for authentication purposes. So basahin nyo na lang siya, pero hindi naman siya mandatory na ilagay nyo yung access code. So I guess for this, kung hindi mo siya ilalagay yung access code, hindi mo magagamit yung 2020 tax return nyo to verify your identity with CRA. So most likely gagamit na lang sila ng ibang verification purposes such as your address or your SIN number and all that. So enter mo lang yung mailing address mo. And by the way, so let's say you moved houses for 2020. Hindi mapapalitan ng tax return mo na gagawin dito sa Simpletax yung account na, yung mailing account mo sa CRA. So you actually have to call CRA or mail them na lumipat ka na ng address para ma-update nila sa system nila. Hindi nila pwedeng i-update yung system nila dahil nilagay mo lang sa tax return mo yung bago mong address. So you actually have to call them. So lagay lang natin yung address. Tax Village. C2J9. Okay. So kung telephone number, it's not mandatory. So we'll just leave that blank. About your residence, in which province or territory did you live on December 31, 2020? So Alberta. So let's just say hindi nag-move si Maria. Kung nag-move ka, ilalagay mo lang dito ng date ng move mo if you move from a different province. So hindi home. So if you move to a different province. Is your home address the same as your mailing address? Yes. In which province or territory do you currently live? So Alberta. Did you become a resident of Canada? So no. So paano kung kararating mo lang? So you would have to report your world income, yung kinita mong income from back home. So yes, lalagay mo siya. Lalagay mo din yung date of entry mo. So for the part of year na hindi ka residente ng Canada, magkano yung kinita mo sa Canada and your foreign source income. So if you fill out nyo lang entry na yan kung bago kayo dito sa Canada. Let's just say no for simplicity. Okay, so no. Marital status. So we are making this for a single person. Hindi naman nag-change. Walang dependent si Maria. So all of this, you would have to answer in order to move ahead. So did you own or hold specific foreign property? Kung meron ba siyang pag-aari na foreign property that was more than 100,000. So no. Hindi ka naman nag-dispose ng principal residence kung hindi ka nagbenta ng bahay in 2020. So no. Are you filing an income tax return for the first time? No. So what if you are filing for the first time? Most of the time na-encounter ko kapag first time filer is hindi nag-go through yung online filing. So what we have to do is print out the forms and then they have to sign it and then mail it directly to CRA. Kasi sometimes hindi pa nako-connect yung SIN number nila through the CRA for some reason. So wala pa silang account sa CRA kaya hindi nag-go through yung net file. So are you a Canadian citizen? Just say no, hindi pa siya Canadian citizen. Are you a person under the Indian Act? So no. Were you confined to a prison for more than 90 days? No then. So the next stop is the climate action incentive, which is the carbon tax credit. So will you be claiming this? Put yes, which is another additional $490 sa taxes nyo if you're single. Are you registered for CRA My Account? So kung meron kayong CRA account and you want to connect it here, so yung T4 nyo information, you can do that. So automatic na magpa-populate yung Simpletax account nyo. Connect nyo lang yung CRA email na ginagamit nyo here. So for this purposes though, for this video, let's just say no. Hindi pa registered sa my account and hindi pa siya magsa-sign up for online mails. You can also do that here as well para makuha nyo yung notice of assessment nyo through online. Ino-notify lang yung email nyo online na available na yung notice of assessment nyo sa CRA account nyo. And then you just have to answer this for the climate action incentive in carbon tax. Based on the information entered, you have 0 qualified dependents. So talagang 0. So yes, this is correct. And there's an additional 10% credit kung hindi ka resident ng Calgary, Edmonton, or Lethbridge, yung mga big cities. So for example, Fort Saskatchewan or Sherwood Park ka nakatira, then you can actually claim additional 10% on top of that. So for this video though, we'll say na hindi siya nakatira sa na nakatira siya sa Edmonton, so hindi siya nakatira sa rural community. Okay. So we'll check and optimize kung may missing information there. And then may mga warnings din na mag-a-appear if may na-enter ka na hindi tama sa system. So nakalagay dito if Netfile now accepts 27 to 2020 returns kung kailangan mo mag-submit prior year, and then click mo lang na no kasi wala ka na file mo naman up to date. And then dito na tayo sa pupunta kayo ngayon dito sa search. Now dito nyo na i-enter yung T4 information nyo. So pinaka taas siya actually here. Employment income T4. So, lagay na natin yung T4 information niya. It's pretty straightforward. So, i-enter nyo lang yung mga amounts na nakalagay sa T4 nyo to the appropriate boxes dito sa Simpletax. And the employer's name is not mandatory but lalagay na lang natin dito. Lalagay nyo din yung province, which is Alberta, yung box 10. Now, kung if you're 18 and below, naka-checkmark sa T4 nyo yung CPP and EI, i-checkmark nyo din siya dito para you're exempted. It just means you're exempted from CPP and EI. And if nabawasan ka sa employer mo, then that's gonna get refunded to you. So for here, hindi naman siya minor, so we won't check that. Hindi rin nakalagay sa T4 niya. So enter nyo lang yung information. So box 14, which is yung employment income. 16 is yung CPP contributions nyo. Box 18 is yung EI. Ito yung pinaka-basic na itsura ng T4. So, for the majority of the people, ganito yung magiging itsura ng T4 nila. Kung meron kayong pension sa work, then yung box 52, 20, they would have amounts on there. Ilalagay nyo lang siya dito. Box 22 is yung income tax na dineduct sa inyo sa work. So, box 24 and 26, EI and CPP earnings. Pensionable earnings. Enter nyo lang, very straightforward. Ito yung unique for 2020 tax year and 2021 tax year. So, for next year, which is yung box 57 to box 60. If you were doing your taxes for the previous years, wala tong mga amounts na to, walang box 57 to 60. Ano pa tong mga boxes na to? So, nilook up ko siya online. Yung box 57 to 60, which is new to this 2020 tax year dahil sa COVID nga. Um, it's just a breakdown of your employment income for these specific time periods to make sure na kung nagkiklaim ka ng government assistance that you were eligible for those while you're still employed, right? So this is just a way for CRA to track na kung if you were still working, na eligible ka ba sa government benefits na that you applied for and that you got. Just to make sure na hindi ka nagkiklaim ng benefits that's not that you weren't eligible for in the first place. So yun lang yung mga boxes na yun. So let's go back to our taxes. So yan na yung pinakasimple. Kung meron ka lang isang T4, ganyan lang yung itsura niya. So dito sa review, clinic mo lang ulit yung review and optimize your return. May lumabas na you may be eligible for Canada Workers Benefits. So ang kagandahan dito sa software na to, kung meron kang na-miss na credit, it would actually suggest to you na this is, hey, you qualify for this, pwede ka mag-apply para makaklaim ka ng additional tax refund or credits. So, makikita mo dito sa left-hand side yung up-to-date refund mo. So, eligible tayo for the Canada Workers Benefit. So, mag-apply tayo for that. So, you would just claim, it's yung Canada Worker Benefit, it's a refundable tax credit for lower income individuals. So, if you're in a lower income, if you're lower income, then you would be able to qualify for this. Meron silang threshold and it's on the CR website. Tingnan nyo na lang siya doon. And etong software na rin to, it would also tell you if you're eligible or not. So, claim. And if you have disability, you can claim additionals, which in this case, hindi naman siya disabled. And if you have an eligible dependent, if you're a single mom, you can claim additional for that as well. Hit lang natin is no. And then we'll check and optimize the returns. So nakita nyo, nadagdagan yung refund natin. So check and optimize. And then it would actually suggest to you that if you make some RSP contributions, you can get additional refund. Pero in this case, kasi lower income naman siya, hindi ganun kalaki yung magiging impact ng RSP niya contribution. So, pakita ko lang sa inyo where would that go. Let's say nag-contribute kayo ng RSP. And kapag nag-contribute ka, you will get a tax receipt saying this is how much na kinontribute mo for 2020 and for the first 60 days of 2021. So, search ka lang. And then you would go RSP contribution. Tapos yung 2020 RSP deduction limit, you would find that from your notice of assessment from last year, or you can go through the on your CRA account and makikita nyo doon. Lagay lang natin for this purposes 20,000. So it would ask you if you made any RSP contribution. Yes. Then nalagay mo dito kung anong date yung contribution na yon. And then you would just put the amount. On the description, pwede mo ilagay, let's say, RBC, Royal Bank, Scotiabank, but this is not mandatory. Kahit lagay mo lang to, as well as yung amount. Okay. So, let's say meron kang, you use your RSP as down payment nung bumili ka ng bahay. Magkakaroon ka dun ngayon ng home buyer's plan balance. Lalagay mo lang din dito. Makikita mo siya sa notice of assessment mo din as well. So in this case, wala naman siyang RSP contribution. So we'll just delete this. This is just to show you guys. Ngayon, kung nakatanggap ka ng CERB, then that would actually go to T4A. So makakakuha kayo ng mail from CRA, T4A. And then enter nyo lang yung appropriate boxes. 16 is kung magkano yung nakuha nyo, I think. That would depend on your T4A. And then lalagay nyo lang dito yung amounts. It's very straightforward. It's not as complicated as you may think dahil, may mga bagong nakakuha ka ng CERB, CRB, EI. Kung nakakuha ka naman ng EI, the tax slip for that is T4E. Same thing, lalagay mo din yung mga amounts na nakalagay sa T4E mo na nakuha mo from the government, and then it would automatically calculate it for you. Tsaka kapag nakakuha ka naman ng tax receipt from the government, may nakalagay doon kung anong form yon. Kung T4A ba siya, T4E. Kung pumasok ka sa school, you would get a T2202, right? Tuition and education amounts. So, kung pumasok ka ng 2020, you just sit yes. And then dun sa T2202 nyo, ilalagay nyo yung tuition fees and number of part-time months. And then, kung may disability ka, you would just go through this questionnaire. Would you claim Canada training? This is a new tax credit that's introduced for this year. Tapos tong 2020 Canada training credit limit, it would be on your notice of assessment. Kalagay din yun doon from 2019. And ito yung nalilimutan ng iba. Yung mga nag-aral before, they probably have unused tuition credits na pwede nilang i-apply for this year. Kasi pag hindi mo nagamit yun, lahat from the prior years, it's gonna get carry forward. Ilalagay nyo lang yung unused tuition amounts nyo, unused federal, unused provincial, from your notice of assessment, from your CRA account, nakalagay din doon. Lalagay nyo dito yung amount. And then, kakalculate na rin ni Simpletax automatically. So, delete lang natin to. So, yan lang. Ganyan lang siyang kasimple gawin. And obviously, review mo na lang yung mga information mo kung tama ba yon. And then, you can also access yung breakdown. So, summary ng tax return mo, employment income, CPP, net income mo. And then, makikita mo rin yung magiging GST amount mo, quarterly amount. Kung meron man, if you're low income, then you would qualify for GST. And then, reviewin natin yung tax return. So, lahat ng mga question na in-answer nyo dito, it would go on the T1 form. So, ito yung mga information. Ito yung ito talaga yung forms niya that gets submitted to the CRA. So, yung employment income nyo, lahat yan box 14. Andito yung total niyan. Which in this case, isa lang naman yung T4 niya. So, dito yan pupunta. So, makikita natin dito, federal tax. So, dun sa net income niya, or taxable income niya, ang pinaka-lowest tax bracket is 15%. So, ang tax payable niya dun sa 20,000 is 3,000. Okay? Pero dahil may mga credit siya, which is dito, federal non-refundable tax credit, yung basic personal amount, lahat yan meron. Yan yung pinaka universal ba? Lahat ng magagawa ng tax return, they're qualified to receive this basic personal amount. Plus yung CPP mo, EI. Then Canada employment amount. If you're working, you qualify for that as well. And then lahat yan ito total, i-multiply sa 15% para makuha mo lahat yung tax credit. If you had tuition, kung meron ka ding tuition amounts, medical expenses, andito yan. So, yung tax payable niya was 3,000. Pero dahil may credit siya na 2,300, ang magiging tax payable na lang talaga niya is 700. Okay? Yun na lang talaga yung tax payable niya after nung credits. Pero dahil nagdeduct sa kanya yung employer niya ng 3,900 na tax, tapos CPP overpayment pa, tapos plus meron yung Climate Action Incentive, tsaka yung Canada Workers Benefit. Ito yung naging total credits niya, minus or ima-minus yun sa tax payable, kaya magkakaroon siya ng refund of 4,000. Okay. So, yan yun. Yan na yung pinaka-breakdown yan. Um, so, yung net file, it actually opens on February 22nd. Pagdating ng February 22nd, pwede mo na siya i-submit online. Pwede mo na rin siya i-download yung PDF nung return mo. At pwede mo na rin siyang ma-save. Pero dahil wala pang February 22nd, hindi pa to nag-open. So, I'm just doing this video para matutunan nyo. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment or message me. I'd be happy to answer your questions. There's some new future features here too as well na bago. Ano po ba hindi ko na-discuss? So, let's say meron kayong church donations, may receipt kayo from your church, then search nyo lang. Kung hindi kayo unsure, search nyo lang yung keyword. So, donations and gifts, donated to a charity. Lagay nyo lang dyan kung magkano yung amount. Let's say, nag-donate ka ng $200. And then, if you have unused donation gifts from prior years, pwede nyo din i-claim yun kung hindi nyo pa nag-claim. And then, check and optimize. So, dagdagan ng $30 yung refund natin. Ano po ba yung mga common questions na nakikita ko? If you had investment income, so let's say meron kayong savings account sa bank, that's not in a TFSA or RSP, nagge-generate yun ng interest income. So, papadalang kayo ng bangko ng T5, Statement of Investment Income, and then ilalagay nyo lang dito sa form na to yung mga amounts sa appropriate boxes. Kung bumili din kayo ng bahay in 2020, you would be eligible for the home buyer's amount. So, lalagay nyo lang home buyer's amount. You may be eligible for home buyer's amount if you purchase a qualifying home if you're a first-time home buyer. You haven't lived in a home owned by your partner in the last 4 years. So, yes. So, additional, $677 based on your income as well. May maximum amount. And you guys can read up on that sa CRA. Also, meron ding inintroduce yung government na tax breaks for people who work from home during the pandemic. So, search nyo lang din, employment expenses, which is the second line here, because they probably think na marami makiklaim ito. Because most of us work from home. So I work from home due to COVID-19. I normally work from home. I have other employment expenses. So you just click yung you work from home due to COVID-19. There are two ways to claim your work from home expenses: the temporary flat rate and the detailed method. The temporary flat rate method allows you to claim expenses based on the number of days you work from home, while the detailed method allows you to claim your home expenses individually. So, it would also show you yung meaning ng mga word para mas madali sa inyong gawin yung taxes. In pretty straightforward naman yung paggagawa. Temporary flat rate net method, you don't need the receipts to make this claim. You can claim $2 each day that you work from home plus any other day. So, kayo na bahala mag-calculate niyan. And then, kayo na rin bahala mamili kung anong klaseng method ang pipiliin nyo when you work from home. So, nakita nyo naman, napakadali lang gumawa ng taxes, especially if you have a very simple tax return. Kung meron ka lang isang T4, hindi complicated yung situation mo. If you're single, you can definitely do your own taxes. And you can save a lot more money doing it this way. At the same time, matututo ka pa din. Everything is really straightforward with Simpletax. And yun yung dahilan kung bakit I've been using it for so many years. Just to recap, I highly recommend Simpletax. 10 out of 10. I've been using it for more than 5 years. And It's very, very simple, very dependable. You can do your taxes wherever you are, even on your phone, on your tablet. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe the video for more content like this. See you guys on the next video.